Hi, I'm Tuscany, and I am here in the Textile Art, Design, and Fashion department here at Ulster University, where students are preparing for the annual fashion show coming up in May. I'm going to be meeting up with some graduate residents that have been invited back to teach classes and prepare their own garments for the fashion show. I am actually a games design student here at Ulster, and I actually got my first degree in agriculture, but in the span between my first degree and coming here for my second, I started a YouTube channel where I taught myself how to sew and got really into garment construction and fashion design. So I'm really excited to be working with Offshoot TV to kind of discover more about the fashion show that's going to be coming up in May and talk to these graduates about the projects that they're working on. So I am here with Daniel, who is a graduate in residence of the fashion design program here at Ulster University, and he is going to introduce us to him and his project.
I'm just working away on a showcase of a project that I started last year on growing fabric from kombucha, from fermented tea. The idea would be to create something, sort of like a couture-inspired big gown, lots of like cascading pleated fabric coming out, but here it would almost look like the skin of the model would be exposed, as if it's just completely been cut out.
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be really interesting, optical, not an illusion, but sort of a play with different textures and things like that.
What made you focus on this?
On this, well, I sort of wanted to just do something different. This started off as a dissertation project. It started off with me growing it in 4 takeaway boxes from a Chinese. Last year's samples were very thin and very flaky.
Yeah.
And things like that. So I thought, I'll keep working on that. I'll keep trying to develop that and try to get some garments out of it. It didn't work out, unfortunately. I had tried to upscale the whole operation by renting out a storage unit in Belfast, this dirty, dank, so not sterilised environment. And I filled it with 5 paddling pools of kombucha. I checked up on it after 2 weeks and mould. Just nothing but mould. So that was that, literally dead in the water. But yeah, I got invited back now.
So now we are here with Eimear. She works largely with linen and embroidery, I believe.
Yeah, so my project is all on the Ulster linen industry. I started off trying to really make sure and combine the textile work with the linen songs. So I've made an apron that I've worked and dyed and cut and stitched back together while I was doing my practice. But I now want to bring that into the children's practice. So get the children making and weaving and embroidery and doing print, and that they will have their own set of aprons that they can then perform in, singing the songs, the sayings that they would have said in the mills. This is the apron I would have worn while producing work, because the aprons kind of came from, it was scrap material from mail bags, flour bags, any curtains or any scrap material, and then they just quickly made a waistband and fired it on them. And I think it would be a lovely idea now, I don't know if it'll happen, but it'd be a lovely idea if you got some of the kids to actually wear their aprons down the runway of the fashion show, skipping down, singing in and out those dusty bluebells, the songs they would have sang skipping to go to work in the mill.
So when you were young, did you have a lot of traditional music in your house, or is it more of something as you got older you wanted to reconnect with your culture?
No, we all play in our house. So my mum danced, my dad plays the fiddle, danced a bit. That's how they met. Dad was actually playing the fiddle while Mummy was dancing in a competition, and that's how that happened.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, and then me and my 2 brothers, we all play. I play the fiddle, sing. My other brother plays the fiddle and drums, and the youngest brother, he plays the whistle and drums, and we all do dancing. We all dance. So yeah, it's from
ingrained.
from a young age. I never in a million years thought I would have had a garment. I was always a textile, layering, mark making, all that kind of body of work. So it is actually for me to make I know it is a textile piece of an apron, but to even that it's a wearable one is yes.
I'm really excited to see what the kids do and where the project goes.
I know, yeah. you can just imagine the way kids run around on a stage or down a fashion show in these little aprons, and like, it just means so much more that they've actually made it.
Yeah.
You know, and like, if, you know, hopefully if I get this workshop up and going, they'll be singing the songs, you know, while doing the actual hand practice, which would be fantastic, even if it's just them painting on top of linen and I make the apron, you know, it's still a community gathering, you know.
I was always like really artsy and stuff, like I always really did well. Like my mum taught me everything I knew about drawing and painting and things like that. But then I guess going to an academic secondary school, like so many times where I've had teachers say, you know, oh, you can do so many things with a law degree, it's so versatile with a law degree.
Yeah.
First year at Queen's, and I hated it. It was awful. It was awful. I was really bad at it. I didn't go to the class. I was an awful student. So I failed first year, had to repeat that, and then that's when COVID hit in early 2020. Yeah, so over lockdown, I really started working with my hands. My mum's really big into like occupational therapy through like art mediums and things. So I started painting like denim jackets and stuff like that. And going from that, I thought, what if I actually like learned how to make the jackets, you know? So fast forward to now, like 4 years later, and here we are, you know? Got a degree in fashion design.
So that was Daniel and Eimear starting their projects 2 months before the fashion show. Join us for the next episode to see how they progressed on their projects.